Good morning, everyone. Can you hear? Yeah, I think I can be heard. Good. I'm Marjorie Wallace, and I use she and her pronouns. And I had the honor of being an alternative delegate at the 62nd annual GA in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, about a month ago. And I was tasked with sharing with you a reflection, very briefly, from a historical perspective. And I find that really appropriate for me because I've been taking that ups and downs of the UUA history course this summer, which is fascinating and so enlightening. And I really have I'm feeling a lot about history right now. And so what I'm going to focus on is the banner parade, the tradition and the ritual of the banner parade at the GA. So first of all, raise your hand if you've ever been to an in-person GA, or virtual too. Yeah, you could be virtual too. Let's be inclusive. Okay, great. Well, as we know from the promotional materials, this year's GA in Pittsburgh was the 62nd annual GA. So raise your hand if you were at the very first one. Anyone? Okay, well, it's too bad because I've been curious, when did the tradition of the banner parade start? And I was hoping somebody who was there at the first one could tell me if it was there at the first one. But I know for a fact that it was a part of the GA by 1995, because I found that on the internet. Okay, so first of all, what the heck is the banner parade? And I put up there the schedule of the GA, and I don't know if you can tell where there's a little circle in the first column to the right of all those other little teeny weeny times on the column. But anyway, it's right at the kickoff of the official start of the GA. And it says there that it was 20 minutes, but it was a lot longer than 20 minutes. And it was just a wonderful, it's a wonderful tradition. What it is all the groups or churches or communities or congregations, however they label themselves, who choose to participate and who are there at the GA, proudly show their banner in this big parade, and they are just amazingly artistic, creative, just the sayings that are on them, and it's just so wonderful to see where all these UUs come from. And it's not in any order, like numerical order. Of course not. It's a UU affair. And there were all these last-minute participants. And, of course, where they had us congregate at the beginning to form the parade was right where the top of the escalators were, where everybody else was trying to get into the hall where the opening ceremony was. And then there were all these last-minute entries. And then everybody was vying who could be the last in the line. And we were about the second or third from the end. So Charlie Cobb, who's out in the audience, and I were tasked with being the banner bearers this year, mainly because everybody else was busy doing all kinds of stuff, and we weren't. So anyway, it's such a joyful event, and it just, it's like going to a football game or something in terms of, we're on the team, yay, rah, rah. And everybody, there were so many people who came up to us who were, now going to church here or had in the past, or they were just glad to see MDUUC here. For example, I saw Patrice Curtis, and she just came up and she was all excited and everything. And as many of you know, she used to be with a member and has gone on to do all sorts of wonderful things as part of the UU, and in Arizona, I think. But anyway, it's so artistic and wonderful, and I think the importance of ritual is that it binds us together. It's a connection. It's a connection with the past. And I think we need that in times of big change and uncertainty, something to ground us. And also, it's just so joyful and artistic and a lot of fun. So as we go through all the changes that we are going through and dismantling institutionalized inequality and working for inclusion, I hope that we will keep the banner parade.